I'm jumping to it. All right, y'all. Welcome to the
Jump
reality.
into it.
Nigga, I'm trying
Man,
to.
do the introductions.
Hey, nigga, I'm trying to do.
Hurry up.
I'm trying to say that shit. Oh shit!
Shit.
Welcome y'all to the Reality or Not podcast with your boy DJ Reality and your boy Ed Williams, Eddie Williams. What's up, Ed? Man, how's everything?
Man, it's cool, man. What about you, man? Just what do the church folks say? Something about being blessed and highly favored? I went to church today. I should know that. Go ahead. Though. I'm cool.
God is good. What's the
All the
phrase?
time.
All the time.
And all the time.
Why in the hell we say that shit? God is good. I never understand why. You know, niggas be trying to have us chant in church, but it's cool. I fucks with church. Church is. I got a chance to listen to church this morning. I didn't get a chance to actually physically go, but I I still participate in the church thoughts and everything that goes along with it. But but yeah, man, I'm good, man. I'm not really a blessing. I guess I'm blessed and highly favored, but I think everything goes the way that it's supposed to go, and I just roll with it or try to make things happen. So
Well, that makes sense.
cool, cool. Well, all right, man. Well, let's jump right into it, man. One thing I want to talk about, we kind of want to like this is more of a hip hop centric, even though we are jumping to some sports. But one thing I wanted to talk about, I was thinking about this the other day, like what was the dopest eras of hip hop, and I feel like sometimes people base their eras based off of their time, which is fine, but you know when you look at it from a larger lens or on the outside looking in, I feel like sometimes you can say, well, hip hop was at its strongest 92 to 96 or 96 to 2000 or 88 to 92 or even 2000 2004, just depending on your age and how you think about it. But what about you? How do you feel about like the eras of hip hop and like what makes it stand out as like the best eras? And it doesn't necessarily have to be within that time frame that I just mentioned, but like what's your window of hip hop where you felt like it was large and in charge? I don't know. So
Well, probably the 90s, 92, maybe you go up to like 98.
hmm
98, that was what, J, DMX, 92 to like 98. I don't know. I mean, without I think for a lot of people, it's based on like your, it's a subjective thing. It's based on like, I think your age. Like, I think if you talk to people, most people our age who graduated in 95, we're going to probably gravitate somewhere between 92 to 2000. That was our high school years, our early 20s, college, if we went to college. Like, I think for me, I think a lot of that, the I don't know, the music, I guess for me, informed so much of like my high school and college years. Like, my high school and college years, they were dominated by music. Like, I kept track of release dates. Like, I saved money based on albums that were coming out. Like, even now, I can go back and tell you exact dates or approximate dates when things dropped. Like, and I think as you get older, you don't really you get more responsibilities. Like, so you don't really focus so much on like music or whatever your passion might have been back in that time era. So I think when you think about what your favorite eras are, like I think a lot of it, like I feel like I don't know, I've never taken a official poll on it, but I would think a lot of people would probably gravitate if you asked them what years were the best for them. They were probably gonna be the years that they're gonna give you probably like coincide with like their high school or college years or their early 20s. Like, um, so I think for us, for me, is that 92 through 98, maybe 2000, because I'm thinking like 92 it was early. It was it was Death Row. Like, Death Row had their run from what, 90, when did Chronic come out? 91, 92.
the
So you
Chronic
talking about
was it 92? I think. Yeah.
you had Death Row had their run. If you want to take it to, I think we talked about this with the when we went over the doggy style. If you want to take it up to like 96, but then like you had the emergence of like East Coast with Biggie, the Bad Boy sound. You think you had like more of the that boom bap East Coast. I don't know if I want to say thug rap necessarily, but I'm thinking like your grimy New York hip hop, like your Mob Deep DMX came in on the tail end of that era of like '98. Like, but then you threw Jay in there, you throw Nas in there. Like you go down south, you talking about Outkast, you talking about Scarface, Goody Mob. If you're in the Memphis scene, then you got 8 Ball and MJG. You had Tila in there.
Suave House.
Um,
Mhm.
yeah, Suave House. Yeah, like you had all these things, and I think like, I mean, for me, like it was that's what was it for me. But then if I think about like my niece and nephew who were probably teenagers in the early 2000s, I mean, they had like 50,
Mhm.
um, Kanye, like, but see,
T.I.,
that's for me.
Gucci,
Yeah, Ti.
G. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I was
G. Yeah,
a kind of Gucci fan at that time, but I think Atlanta had really burst on the scene, and I think that's probably when I started. You know, when I was starting to trail off. You know, you had mentioned Kanye and 50, and the weird part about them is, I mean, you had mentioned release dates and stuff like that. They were probably the last artists that I remember tracking their release dates as far as music coming out.
yeah,
Um, and especially with like 50 was a unique thing. Like 50 was the last time I felt there was some, not to say that there was some excitement around it, but I felt after a while they were trying to make you excited about it versus being excited about it. Like I feel like when 50 dropped, it was, I
it was
mean, of
like
course,
organic.
yeah, of course they did their marketing for it, but it was grassroots. It didn't feel like going by 50. Like I wanted to buy 50. When can I buy 50? When will this CD come out? And I want it type of deal. And I remember they did the thing with 50 and Kanye. I thought it was kind of cheesy, but still, everybody. I mean, it got so corny to me.
Right.
People would didn't like 50, and they were like, "Well, I'm gonna buy 3 of Kanye CDs just so it can outsell 50." And that's kind of when I kind of stopped paying attention to
Yeah.
the release so much. But at the same time, I was working for Universal at the time, so we were doing the promotions for both of the albums because they were both Universal artists. Oh no,
Yeah.
take them. I'm sorry. Kanye was Universal, and then 50 was Interscope. But they were
Mhm.
kind of under the same umbrella as far as the music because it was Aftermath, Shady. I feel like yeah, we was marketing 50, so I want to say he was a. I feel like I got to figure out how he was a Universal artist at the time, but somehow we were marketing both artists, and it was
Right.
just weird that we were marketing them against each other, and like now you fast forward, you have Kendrick and Drake, on the same label, and you have Drake, suing them for marketing not like us, as much as they were marketing, I don't know, push ups or any of those other diss records.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
but if I had to put
Mhm.
a number or a time frame on it, for me, I would say it's equivalent to the same what you said, 92 to 98. And the only reason I don't go 90, the beautiful part about 92 to 96, in my opinion, and even, but I think it extends past 96, is that hip hop was still learning how to be relevant within, I want to say within the music industry, but it was becoming more popular than other genres where hip
Right.
hop had to be a part of the conversation. So you think about the stuff that we did in high school and stuff like that. I remember seeing Biggie, and I want to say we didn't pay no more than like $30 for the ticket. You know what I'm saying? And it was
Yeah. Yeah.
a decent lineup. I think somebody didn't show up too, but I can't remember. But all that being said, it was it Mob Deep
Yeah. It
or
was Craig Mack and Mob Deep then show up.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was still cool to see Biggie. Like, for 20,
Was it?
I think it might have been $26. I can't remember how much it was. I remember it wasn't no more than 30. But
Yeah. He gave us a $30 show.
right, by sitting down the whole time and giving us four
Mhm.
songs. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's just
And then
interesting.
I get you saying.
Not, but look at it like this. Like when we saw at Grand Valley, when we saw Outkast, that was a part of a step show. And
Man, that was so cheap.
bro, I want to say it was no more than 20. It might have been 10.
Yeah.
I can't remember. But they did the step show. Then Outkast, they damn near had to been in the crowd because I remember seeing them walking up on the stage and performing. And this wasn't Outkast Southern Playalistic. This was Outkast where they were known. This was
Yeah.
AT Aliens. So
Yeah.
it's just
I wasn't
interesting.
acting that boy either.
Yeah, and it's Outkast, and who will go down as one of the greatest duos or groups of all time. But shoot, I remember a concert when the Roots. I remember the Roots came to state, and the Roots came to state, and Michigan State University came there, and it was them, and and Jill Scott hadn't, like she was starting to, she was doing her learning as far as she hadn't dropped the album yet, and
Right.
the concert was $6. It was like $6 in the state. Hell, I remember when Eminem, I didn't get a chance to go see it, which was whack as fuck. But Eminem came and performed. Like they debuted the 8 Mile movie at State,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
he came and performed for free. You know what I'm saying? So it's like damn, like and it's an MTV documentary that's out about it that had all like a bunch of my friends and stuff like that had managed to get the free ticket to go to the show. But he came out, did 8 or 9 songs. Like after the movie ended, the curtain went up, and then he just came out
Mhm.
and started performing. You know what I'm saying? So, and even shit, I remember me and you going to who I can't remember who else went, but I know me and you had went, but going to go see the Eminem and 50 show in Missy Elliott for like $58. You know,
Yeah.
that's crazy. We got to see like two of the biggest artists ever. Hell, three. I mean, like I said, Missy's a large artist as well. But seeing all that stuff for $58, like you can't go to a concert now under $100, and it's not even like a major. Not to say not a major artist, but like it's tiers of artists within that. That I'll pay over 100 to go see Hove. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I'm not paying over 100 to see. I don't know, just some artist that's not.
Cassidy.
You say who? Ashanti?
Cassidy. Cassidy.
Oh, Cassidy. Oh, I'm definitely not paying her. But shit, Cassidy might ask for like $70 or $80. Just per ticket, and that's just where we're at because how the music is shifted, and that's always a tough thing. The way that when we talked about this with digesting music, like we digest it differently than what we did in the past. Like we anticipated the CD or the tape. And that was what was dope, in my opinion, between the 92 to 96 or 92 to 98 was that we were anticipating artists. So we were at the record stores waiting on Tuesday. One of the things I saw that was probably, not, I want to say the beginning of the end, but I remember Jay-Z did might have been the Blueprint 3. No, it was either the Blueprint 3 or it was, what's the name of that album that a lot
You
of
talking
people.
about that joint he did with like Sprint and all that?
Yeah, yeah.
What was that album?
It was the album. I know you had
No, it was the Magna Carta joint.
the Tom Ford and all that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like that's why I was like, man, this kind of the beginning and the end of, you know, buying, not say buying CDs, but I mean, because I was still buying CDs at that time, but I wasn't buying them at the frequency that I was buying them before.
Nah, not at
But
all.
but when I saw that, I was like, wait a minute, you gotta, if you got a Samsung phone, you gotta do all this stuff. And I remember they said like Samsung damn near, overloaded and and broke
Yep.
trying to
Yep.
get that out. And it's cool, to come up with different marketing styles and stuff like that. But at the same time, that's when I felt like it was really shifting as far as the music. So
Yeah. Nah, that's fair.
yeah, but if I had to
Yeah.
say the window, I would probably say 92 to 96 too, just because it was more grassroots back then. But it was dope, like the 96 to 2000 or 92 to 98, even that artists were starting to figure out how to grow within the industry. I mean, you had DMX drop like 2 albums in 1 year, and both of them going platinum. It's stuff
Mhm.
like that. I mean, hell, you had Mace selling like 5 million records, and I never really, Mace was a good artist or a dope artist, but I never really thought that Mace would on
Do
his
that.
own, do that. Like it was like Mace had he had did he have a single with Puff for that? I felt like that single that he had with Puff was for the P Diddy and the P Diddy
Family
and
album
huh?
with the P
What was
Diddy
that?
and the Family album.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, okay. He was Puff Daddy
Nobody can
then.
hold me down. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
was that off his album? No, wait, I don't know.
I feel like it was off the
No,
P Diddy. I feel like that was off the Puff album. If I
yeah, and I think they might have thrown it on the Mace album,
okay, because they
but
came
I
out
think
around the same time and shit. You had
yeah,
Puff's Puff as a not who would say that hey I'm more of a CEO than anything. Recorded or sold 8-9 million records. You know what I'm saying just off of the strength of him being Puff.
yeah,
Um, so and of course Big had died that year, so it was kind of it was like a hard thing to digest, but at the same time it's like I felt like artists were really, and you had, your Master P's, you had Cash Money coming around the corner in '98. So, and I don't know if you remember when we was, I got two memories of Philly, right? So we had went to was it the Greek picnic or whatever,
yeah.
and I remember they threw out, it was them, like they threw out a tape, and the tape had a Ha on it, and Ha hadn't came out yet, but I remember us listening to it in a car or in a rental car, and it's kind of like, okay, these dudes ain't that bad. Because most of the time, at least for me, I'm not a fan of listening to music directly off of the street and stuff like that. But
Right.
it was like, damn, these dudes kind of cool. So I remember that moment. Then I remember the moment where the nigga didn't have gas money to get back.
Yeah, that was your boy.
Yeah, man,
Uh,
Chris Craft. I still remember that,
that's
that shit.
nice, boy.
I mentioned names, nigga. Like I remember that shit like vividly, like because we all having a ball at the Greek because we went to the Greek picnic, and I want to say did we go to New Jersey? It
Yep,
was
we went to New Jersey. We went on the boardwalk.
yeah,
Um,
because Nori performed. Nori performed what to the make him say unbeat, and I was like, oh, that's kind of dope, or whatever.
yeah,
But yeah, that was the day. But yeah, nigga didn't have no gas money to get back after we had all put up the gas money to get there. So
yeah, boy.
I always felt like that was some fuck shit. But it is what it is. 20 years later, damn near 30 years later. But anyway, that was still some fuck shit. But not having $20 to put in the tank. You done had a blast in this motherfucking
Had a good
picnic.
ass time.
So, but yeah,
Spent his money on Philly cheesesteaks.
Hell no. So within them eras, like, how do you feel about the crews? Because in like, what was your favorite crew within the era? It don't necessarily have to be tied to 92, 96, 96, 2000, 2000, 2004, 2004, 2008, etc. I mean, it could be TDE, it could be um, fucking Rough Riders, it could be
There's a
Rockefeller.
storm.
Yeah, it could be. So you
There's a
talking?
storm.
So you talking what? Joe Budden.
Clue. Fabulous. Uh, what's his name? I think yeah, Red Cafe. Was that his name?
Yeah, that's I think that's what's the name's brother, ain't it? Somebody's
Oh,
Fabulous brother. Some
I
rapper
don't
that
know.
I forgot. There's one dude that was Fabulous brother that rapped along with him. Anyway, that was your crew.
No, I was just saying it was an example crew you could shout out.
Yeah, you can shout out Desert. Look, I want to. We could do a pod on this. I really want to come up with a pod with the importance of the mixtape. You know what I'm saying? Because that was like,
Mm,
if a nigga had a mixtape, then you brought Clue. Like I feel like Clue was the pioneer of that of getting exclusives and random song. Like it was songs on Clue tapes that never came out. Like I remember Mobb Deep. I remember Mobb Deep kept the song on the Clue tape, and then the Locks kept the song on the mixtape. You know,
yeah,
but yeah, back to that. Like, what was your favorite crew?
I don't know. Mm, I don't really think it's Rockefeller because it was really like Jay and Benz,
Mm-hmm.
and I
I
wasn't
mean,
like a
Bleak one.
huge.
You want fucking with Bleak? Young Guns?
Uh, Actually, I was messing with Young Guns. Their first album is really one of my favorite albums.
Okay.
Uh, Rockefeller wasn't bad,
Second
but
album was dark.
yeah, it was.
I remember listening to that album.
Uh,
I was like, man, this shit is. I remember buying it and everything. Like that shit was dark.
yeah, I did too. Yeah, it was not great. I don't know really. Uh, But like Rockefeller's the default. Trying to
It's
think who
hard.
else there
It's
was.
hard with Jay, like you said, with Jay and Beans. I mean, they had some pretty good albums that came out of that. I mean, I felt like the Beans. I thought Beans did pretty good all the way up until he went to jail.
Yeah,
Um, and then them extending to state property and stuff like that. And I thought Bleak was okay. I never thought, like, I think the hardest part for Bleak was everybody was trying to make him Jay, and that's just a tough thing. And I didn't like. I don't know if you ever seen this interview, but I think it's remember what's his name, Sean Price,
mm,
like they're cousins or something like that. Their
really.
family, yeah, like he
Mm,
came up under them. Like it's like their cousins. It's either I got to look it up and make sure, but there's some type of family like between him and Sean Price,
oh,
and
okay.
he was under the boot camp crew before going to Rockefeller. So at like
Mm.
15, 16 years old. So
That's another crew you could throw a boot camp clip.
I mean, you could. I mean, if that's your cup of tea. I mean, boot camp was cool until like I thought their production was kind of. Eh. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like back in the day, it was kind of like this. I want to say stigma, but it was almost as if you like hip hop, you gotta like boot camp. And it's like even like, I was listening to the Clips album, and like I said, I mean, one of my gripes with the album is I felt like the production didn't match the lyrics all the time, or the production was kind of at its lowest, and it could have been the production could have been better. And this is where you got Kanye weirdo and shit like doing what he do, and even though he does the weird shit, I feel like he still understands music. So the genius part of him, like if you listen to I don't know Daytona or was it It's Almost Dry, and those
Oh,
albums, like the quality of those albums compared to this one, I think, like I said, the lyrics are there, but I just don't think Pharrell like came with it on every track.
yeah. The production has grown on me somewhat.
Mhm.
But no, I feel what you're saying. I think, um,
It's like people try to say, well, if you don't like the Clips, then you don't like hip hop. Or if you don't like this album, you don't like hip hop. And I felt like Boot Camp was
that's a fair
falling.
assessment.
Yeah, I feel
But
like
go
Boot.
ahead.
No, I felt like Boot Camp was in that same vein. It's almost like, like say for instance, I don't know, a 20-year-old or a 20, that'd be 2005 if they were 20, which makes me feel old as fuck. But
You
say for instance, somebody 20 years old, they'd be like, I don't like Nas. Then somebody go, a old ass purist go say, well, you don't know
like
hip
you.
hop.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a purist. I'm just an old ass nigga. Like I ain't no old, I ain't no old ass
Yeah, I was saying that before you got purists out, and then you got purists in. I was like, oh,
nigga.
that's probably not. Nah, he's just the
Yeah,
old ass nigga part.
yeah, I'm just an old ass nigga, and I'm cool with that. But yeah, people be like, oh, you don't like Illmatic, you don't like blah blah blah, and it's like it's okay, you know what I'm saying? For if somebody's not a part of that era to not care for that, it's just like somebody get mad at me if I say I like I don't know my Life album more than I like songs in the Key of Life, Stevie Wonder. It's like
Right.
no, I really in was that 94? Was that 94 when that album? I think it was 94. But whenever that album
Yeah.
dropped, I was really into the album. It was Casey's beating ass, but at the same time, it was a really good album of pain
Yeah.
and some suffering. So,
Yeah. No, I mean, as I've gotten older, to me, music is you learn that music is just subjective. So like, it's like that old common line. If I don't like it, I don't like it. That don't mean that I'm hating.
hmm
Like now, you can make the argument that there are some things that are just better. But like for instance, I tell people like I mean Mobb Deep is probably my favorite duo of
hmm
all time. Um, like and they came up, them outcasts came up at the same time.
hmm
If you ask me, I'm gonna
Didn't they
take
drop
the
the same
infamous
year? Didn't they drop the same year?
uh,
94?
94. No, Mobb Deep was
Outcast was
95.
95. Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
like it was
Mobb Deep was
April
maybe 95.
95. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, like I would take the infamous over
It's on the
any of the
playlist.
Outcast albums. So the Playlistic,
hmm
Aquemini. Like I
Mm-hmm.
would take it over that. Now that's my personal preference. That's what I like. But I mean, but what I tell people, I prefer Mobb Deep over Outkast, but I know musically Outkast is the better group. Like I won't deny that, but at the same time, like if I did deny it, then so that's that. I think when you're younger, you fight those arguments a little bit more. But like
It ain't worth the
being
debate.
off,
I mean, if you if look,
nah,
I'm not gonna sit up here like, and you know, Outkast is my favorite group, right?
yeah, my fault. Yeah,
Like Outkast has been my favorite. I was like, is it a truck riding through that bitch?
yeah.
Nah,
Okay.
with Outkast being my favorite group, people would be like, I'm just saying like somebody else, and not to say I can speak for everybody, but people be like, just because that's my preference, that has to be your preference. It's like, nah, nigga,
Yeah,
like I like Mobb Deep more than I like Outkast, or I like listening to Mobb Deep more than I like listening to Outkast, even if I feel like the music is, maybe richer and whatever. However you feel
yeah,
about the Outkast album, and that's where we got to get. I mean, like I said, I ain't trying to change the world and make everybody um, think the way that I think within this subject, but at the same time, you have to let people be who they are.
yeah.
I think that's just kind of a you have like if you say uh, Cannabis is your favorite rapper,
I'd be
and
like,
his
why?
album
But
and his album is the best album that ever dropped, but they was just hating at the time. I'd be like, well, all right, if that's how you feel, then roll with it.
I'd be like, yeah, yeah. I'd be like, you probably eat grits, so yeah,
Yeah, fuck with. Uh,
you,
I ate grits in a while because of keto, but I
no,
like if
no.
it.
I'm saying that because I hate grits. So if you think Kanye,
Oh,
I
I
mean,
thought
if
you
you
said
think
you
cannabis,
ate grits.
yeah, no, I didn't. No, I'm saying if you think cannabis first album is the greatest album ever, then you probably eat grits too.
Oh, okay,
Because
okay.
you just practice bad judgment, but in my eyes. But your preference is your preference,
Hmm.
and at this point, I'm gonna let you. There, like I'll debate with you because
Hmm.
we go back like
Yeah.
well allegedly 30 years now,
Hmm.
according to high school. But like, it ain't too many people I'll debate with, like because I
Hmm.
don't really.
It ain't worth it.
It ain't worth it. And I think it's okay to with music. I mean, it's okay to agree to disagree. Like
Yeah.
music is everybody likes what they like, and music does different things for different people.
Hmm.
And I think you and me knowing each other for so long, we understand that. Like we know this. Like I know Common is your favorite MC. You know that I really like Joe Budden. You
Hmm.
know that I really like the Clips.
Hmm.
Like I know you were the one who put us on the Lil Wayne.
Hmm.
Like and it is what it is. But like I don't like I said like I don't have it in me to argue with people up and down about like why I like something. Like I'm not even trying to convince people why I like anything. Like I'm not trying to convince people like why the Clips is probably my second favorite duo behind Mob Deep. Like
Best
I'm
drug
not going
dealer group ever.
yeah, best yes, luxurious drug rap. I'm gonna tell you why I like them and then you can offer up something else
Hmm.
and I'll be like, okay,
Hmm.
that's cool. Like I got a friend who I really think she does it more than antagonize me, but she once told me that like Ja Rule is better than Jay Z, and I was like, you can say that's your opinion,
That's
but
an
if we're
opinion.
talking, but if we're talking facts, you don't really believe that, and she'll still to this day say she does. Um,
Why?
nah, because I think because she's stupid.
Yeah. That.
I might tell her to go and listen to this episode just so she can hear that I said she's stupid for. She's not stupid as a person, but her thoughts on John Rule being better than Jay are stupid. But once again, though, like at the end of the day, she really does truly believe that.
She
I
believes it.
don't. Yeah, I don't understand it, but like we not gonna argue up and down. We just joke about it at this point. Like we're not. Like I'm not. Like when she says it, I'm not. I'm not seriously trying to sway her off of any job rule love she might have. We're just we we just joke around. So that's all it is with me and her. Like if she were to say like, man, Eddie, I really do like Ja Rule better than Jay Z, and I really don't like you continuing to go back and forth about it.
Hmm.
Um, I'll be like, all right, I guess I'm not in my 30s, so I guess I'll respect your feelings and stop bringing it up. But for one last time, you are not that smart, and we can move on. But I mean, but I don't. Like, I think I told you one time I was talking to somebody, and they were telling me about the Griselda clique. You know, I like the Griselda. Well, I probably like Benny the Butcher out of them. Like West Side, I don't always get
I don't. I
what
don't.
West Side is doing, huh?
I don't really like them. Like they're okay. Like it just really reminds me. Like don't. I mean, I'll let you go and say what you was about to say, but I just don't really. They're cool, But I feel like
Yeah,
that's another group, in my opinion, that you don't really fuck with hip hop no more. Those are the things that those are the sentiments that I get just because I really don't rock with Griselda like that. Like I said, they're not whack. I wouldn't say that they're a whack group. It's just I'm not into it, and it's okay.
yeah.
So
Like West Side to me is West Side is really into wrestling. So
mhm.
like I like that aspect. Like there's a wrestling faction of her business, and he him and some other I think Smoke Dizza did like their theme song, and I mean it's kind of catchy. Like West Side to me, like I hear West Side, and I'm like probably the thing I can say is probably halfway disrespectful. The thing I like about West Side the most is boom boom boom. Um, just the ad libs. I can't remember the other dude's name right now. 'Cause I know there's Benny and who's the other dude?
I mean, you
West Side.
mentioned the ones I think that matters the most.
Yeah, it's my man. His mouth is like I don't know if he got shot in his mouth. You can see his mouth would be messed up.
He got.
I don't.
I think he has. I think it's cerebral palsy. Uh, no,
Oh dang! I just put some in his
yeah,
mouth.
I want to say it's cerebral palsy if I can remember correctly.
Dang, that's so much. Dang, I was really putting a gang like some gangster stuff on him. Oh, Conway the Machine. Conway's not bad. He's Benny. I really do like Benny though. Like, and I think when Benny gets like he works with like I think he's done work with like Hit Boy, Harry Fry, like it's the other stuff. Sometimes it's the stuff that he does. Like Benny's more seems to be more amped to do stuff as
Well,
with
I messed
producers
up. I'm
outside.
sorry. I messed up. It's not cerebral palsy. He was shot, and
See, I
and he's
told you.
no, he's partial. His partial facial paralysis.
Thank you, because he was shot,
I'm sorry, my bad.
not because he.
So he doesn't have cerebral palsy. I knew it was something that that impacted it. So I apologize
Yeah,
for
put
mentioning.
respect on him being a gangster, dog.
And he was shot in the head, neck, and shoulder.
And he's still rapping. Um,
That's crazy.
how were we talking? Oh, what
Oh
I
no,
was
no, but
saying
he does have Bell's palsy.
because of the bullet. I don't
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
know.
yeah, it's because it's a Bell palsy and paralyzation in the right side of his face.
Hey,
I knew he had something. I so we
if
two things can be right at the same time.
if Benny if his I mean if the palsy is separate from the like gunshot, yo, that's just some crazy bad luck, dog. You got Bell's palsy, then you get shot.
hmm
Like, dang, man. Like, man, your face just ain't had no good luck.
Okay, let me
Uh,
ask this question. This is this is random, but I can't remember if they. Well, I don't remember them back then. The shooting said 2012, but like, and is this just why are we still shooting each other? Like I said, I mean, I know you don't have the answer, but I'm just like, why are we
you mean
still
people in general or rappers?
rappers? People in general, I just think, bro, like, listen, think about it like this between me and you. I don't think that there's anything that you can do to me that would, well,
I mean, there's some extreme things, but
no, but I'm saying you watched what's the show what's the shit L.A. I can't think of the nigga name. It's supposed to be off of Freeway Rick, uh, but John Singleton's show before he
oh,
ended.
Snowfall.
Yeah, Snowfall, right?
Yeah.
So there's an episode, and I want to say it's episode 3. And what that man did to that other man, my
Oh
God.
yeah.
Like I almost stopped watching the show based off of that scene. I was like, wait a minute, this is what I signed up for. It was so graphic that that part of murdering another man, I can see it. But why are rappers still, beefing with each other or all that? Like, you're rich. Well,
I
like, why is
mean,
it?
well,
Why is
we
it a competition? Like, why is it a competition where, like, I saw a video. It was with Sheik and not Sheik. Actually, I don't think Sheik was there, but it was Styles and Jada, and they were talking about them when they were beefing with Rockefeller at the time, and
yeah.
they were saying how, which is weird too because they was all Rough Rider, like they all had songs together. But anyway, and hell, Jay Z ended up, Jada ended up signing to Rock Nation at one point in time. But anyway, and that podcast that they're doing right now with Joe and Jada is on Rock Nation. Anyway, like, and we don't even want to go into the Fat Joe stuff because that dude, his stories are crazy. But why is it that, like, and what I was saying with the Jada and Styles was they were saying whenever they saw Rockefeller people, it was on site. Like,
Right.
we had guns, they had guns. Like, luckily it never got or escalated to anything. But I'm saying, like, why is it always that our competition leads to violence?
I mean, this. Well, I don't follow rap a lot anymore, so I don't know how much that still happens.
I mean, niggas is dying. Shit.
But are they dying because of rap beef? Like PNB Rock didn't get killed over rap beef. He just got killed because what somebody wanted his jewelry. Like
Yeah.
these other little ones, I don't know. Like what extension
Oh
was
shit.
it? Well, he
What's
can,
the name? What's the dude from Chicago? He definitely got killed because of the beef. And I liked him
no,
too. Um, that was down.
Vaughn.
Yeah,
Vaughn
King
was it?
Von.
Yeah, now them Chicago dudes. Now they see now there's some beef that I think like this is some beef that I think transcends rap, and
Mhm.
I haven't followed all of the Chicago stuff, but when I the little bits that I've heard, I get the impression that like nah, this ain't just rap. Like that's how I look at like John 50. Nah, this ain't just rap. Like these are just two dudes that's beefed out that just happen to rap as well, so we get to get a front row seat to their antics at times. And like I said, you might know about more about like the Chicago rap scene and the beef and all of that than I do because like I said, I just like hear bits and pieces, but I get the impression that it's more than that. Like it's not like I don't some beef, but I'll say this. I think to what you're saying. I think if you have a beef that like the what you were just saying about like Rockefeller and Rough Riders.
Let's
No,
say
that was
Fat
just
Joe. Like
huh.
Fat Joe. Fat Joe. What's dude? What's the DJ used to be for G Unit? Shit. What was his
I know
name?
you talking about. I can't remember
Um,
his name though.
Fat Joe, or at least Big Pun, had him tied up in the back of a van where they were about to murder him because he had stole some music to be able to perform, like to have on his mixtape, and he just so happened to escape. And 50, like 50 being 50, he was like, the response was, he was like, yo, you pussy. He was like, yeah, I was pussy in that situation. like, bro, like, that nigga literally was about to murder, or he was having a conversation with him, and he managed to escape. 50 or Fat Big Pun had him tied up in the back of a van, trying to figure out why he's stealing this music. And it's
I
like,
mean, I mean that could have just been an ass whooping. Like, I mean, I get the bootlegging thing, and especially like back then because what Pun died in '98, so you're talking about this is probably like the '99, I think. But you got this is in the '90s
no,
where like
no, was it 99? I feel like it was 2000. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Because I feel like when the second, he died right before the second album, right?
Yeah, I feel like Pun died when I was in college, so it might have been 2000 because I graduated December 2000. But I
Okay.
thought it was 90, or maybe Big L was 99. Yeah, you're
Big
right. February 2000 was Pun.
Big L was Big L
Big
99.
L was 99, I believe.
I feel like he was 98 because then the album came out in 98.
I don't know.
The Big Picture, whenever that come out. Because
Big L, no, Big L,
I know he died before the album came out, but it
yeah,
might
well,
have been
Big L
99. I don't
was
remember.
9. Yeah, Big L was 99. Pun was like a year later in 2000.
Oh, okay.
They were almost a year apart. They both died in 2000. Um, if you want to tell me, I'm tied up seems to be a little extreme, but like that I think that bootlegging was taken a lot more seriously in that era. That like, I mean, if you would have put him aside and beat his ass, I'd be like, did you have to? But then I'm like, he stole your music, so I get it. Um, now if they're willing to kill him, I'm like, all right, look, slow down now. Like even to just tying him up to say you were gonna ask him some questions. Did you really have to tie him up and put him in the back of a van? You could
I
have
mean,
just
like
pulled up on him,
what you have?
pulled
What
him up by the collar, and had the conversation that way.
you have?
Like,
Freaky tied down his block, getting shot in the back of his head.
yeah.
Big L, the same similar situation. I'm like, man, like
But even that, Big L, I don't think I know Big L wasn't a rap beef. I don't think Freaky Tah was
no,
a
no,
rap
no,
beef.
no, no. That was the one
It's
rap
just
beats, but I'm just saying in
yeah,
general, the niggas dying and that shit, like from
yeah,
violence. You know, it doesn't
yeah,
necessarily have to be rap beefs in general, but I'm saying niggas just dying from being murdered versus like even all the way back to Pac and Big. It's just like, and like I said, don't it's never come out on if it was about the beef or not.
right,
But at the same time, it's kind of like damn, like all of our people within music, they're not like the only person I can remember that didn't die based off of health complications was damn near Big Pun and Prodigy. You know what I'm saying? Outside of
yeah,
that, every nigga was getting killed. I'm like, God damn. I remember listening to I forgot the stand up. I forgot the name of the stand up, but it was Chris Rock. And Chris Rock was it was funny. Chris Rock was talking about Biggie and Pac and
yeah,
talking about them niggas not being assassinated. Like them niggas weren't presidents. Them niggas was
yeah,
murdered.
yeah. He just got shot. Yeah, I mean he was right though.
Yeah.
No, I think it's some of this. Though. I think some of that. Like, I mean, we talk about like I guess some of these rappers like getting killed. Like, some of it is like you said, and some of this stuff. Like I said, PNB Rock. I don't. All I know is what he was in a Roscoe's or
Yeah,
Waffle House
yeah, the
or something that
Roscoe's
he.
on Pico or whatever. But
Yeah, and
nigga,
somebody,
like you got to be careful too. You know what I'm saying?
and that's
Like
all I was gonna say. Like
you don't wear ice and stuff like that out in these streets like that and not
yeah,
expect to get robbed unless you got like okay. So this is one thing that I thought it was funny that Fat Joe said, but and he said this at was it the BM? Might have been the VMAs. It was some big event that him and 50 was at. And this is when they was in the heat of them beefing. He was like, "Yeah, you can't shoot 50. 50 got all these cops around him, and da da da."
yeah,
And my first thought was, if niggas are trying to kill you, why would I not have my security elevated to the
around you.
point where I can't
Yeah,
be murdered? It was funny. So you know who Whack 100 is out of LA?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
I
Whack
remember.
100, because they were kind of dealing with the game shit, right? And
Hmm.
he was saying how they thought they had to drop on 50, and he said that they showed up, thought that they had him. He said, and then nothing but like Navy SEAL, Marine niggas like came out and had guns on them, and he was like, so it was over, like so the niggas like ended up letting it go, but it's just like
But that's how 50 is supposed to move. Like, especially like 50, he put a target on his back. Like, if you just go outside to the job rule and stuff like you said, the stuff with the game. Like, but see, that's the thing to me. Like for the game, like and his crew, what did Fifth really do to make you think that killing him was the solution? Like, like I think you
it's
can make
stupid.
like,
Like what gets to
yeah,
that point where I need to murder you because you
You messed up my rollout. You messed up my album. Like,
I mean, but say, I mean, like what you just said, 50 didn't fuck with get like 50 more so gave more music to Game did anything. So it's not like 50 was disrupting anything that Game had
right,
going on. He just said, you know what, you fucking with Jada, Fat Joe, you think that these are the people that you can fuck with. If you're not a part of my crew, then you out.
right.
So it would, and like, they was at different radio stations in New York, like promoting this, and then that's where the whole scuffle outside of Hot 97 ended up happening, or it might be Hot 97 or Power 105, whichever one. But all the men said, somebody got murdered from that, and it's
Yeah,
like crazy, you know.
yeah. I don't. I mean, rap kind of I don't follow country music. I don't know if country music be having shootouts like
Niggas
this.
is not shooting niggas in
Like,
country, yo. Like you can't
uh,
have Backstreet,
uh,
you know what I'm saying? But like, yo, like instinct, like, yo, y'all time is up, yo. It's us now. Like it's 2001. Like fuck what you talking about,
it's
Backstreet.
not
Y'all
sight.
niggas,
It's
yeah,
on
y'all
sight
niggas
when you see.
98, nigga. Like we got this,
Yeah,
nigga. Like nah, ain't nobody, really doing no crazy shit in other genres, and it's just us. You know what I'm saying? Like about to kill niggas at every damn Source Awards every year and shit.
yeah,
It's like that shit is always like I never understood that because I remember back in the day people used to try to say, "Well, do you like Biggie or Pac?" I was like, "Man, I like both of them. I still do." Like I never picked a side because I'm not aligned to their side. Like if I work for Tupac, then it's fuck Biggie. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
if I work for Biggie, it's fuck Pac. But I don't work for any of them niggas, so I have the capacity and ability
Mhm.
to enjoy both of them. Within the capacity, and I felt like they were both making making great music at the time. So why would I
Yeah.
not like both of them? You know what I'm saying? Like but if you talk about the cannabis shit, because that's one of your favorite albums, and like if
Who's
huh?
or you just saying in general somebody's favorite album, not mine specifically.
No, I was saying yours. Like your favorite.
No,
Like, it's in
no,
your top five
no,
albums that you like that you love, and I gotta
no,
respect that. Like from going side to
no.
side.
Not when you had the topic that I'm sure we're not going to get to today, but your topic of the five worst albums you've listened to.
That's one of them.
This could be on the list, and the only reason it might not be on the list is might be because I can't remember if I finished listening to the album all the way through.
You know what I did one trip? Driving back and forth to
Yo, I
Michigan
don't
or
know how you
Chicago,
be doing
whatever.
this stupid shit.
I literally listened to the albums and tried to be like, okay, what was really wrong with this album? And that was
Mm,
one of the albums that I chose to listen to, and I was like, out of all of the pundits and everything that they said about the reviewing this album, they were they were right. It
I
just was not
believe it.
like it wasn't even a point of give it a chance. And they were just it was just not good. And I remember LL saying that I don't think Wyclef gave him no quote
Gave
unquote
him the
inside.
budget.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I don't think he gave him like no inside information or anything like that. But I always feel like, and it's like I said, I do feel like we'll move that one to another pod. But I do feel like when I make an album, say for instance Eddie making an album, I ain't gonna say me. Say for instance Eddie making an album, you say, hey, look, I want this producer, I want this producer, I want this producer, I want this producer. And I'm gonna take, I don't know, then I'm gonna go with this producer because he's not as expensive, blah blah blah. But I hear he's on the come up, he's doing all of these things, right? So, and that's why I respect Game, because if you listen to any Game album, like no matter if you like him or not, you can tell. Like he was like, you know what, I'm gonna pay for this Primo beat. I'm gonna pay for
yeah,
this
yeah.
Pharrell beat. Well, I'm gonna do this, and it's always like between him and Rick Ross. I feel like they pick the best beats. Like, like I
Yeah.
don't know what it is. They know sound. So I feel like they will blow a budget based off of saying I need the best producer,
Right.
versus like somebody else that would cheapen it and not pick the best producer. And because it could go two ways. Like say for instance with Nas, right? Nas and Les. I can literally say I haven't liked any of Les's beat. I think what did he do on Illmatic? He did
What
what
did
did he
he
do?
do?
Was it Life's a Bitch?
Nah,
I
I
think he
couldn't
did.
have been Life's a Bitch. Wait, did he?
Yeah, I want
You
to say
saying
like
beats that you liked?
no.
That
I'm
what you're
saying
saying?
I'm saying that's literally the only beat that I liked from him.
I got you. Got
Yeah, I
you.
want to say he did "Life's a Bitch" because uh, did he do?
Because you
Is he?
liked it.
It was either "Life's a Bitch" or "It Ain't Hard to Tell." Um, one of the two. Might have did both of them. But because
Yeah,
Large
he did
Professor
Life's a
did
Bitch.
okay. But that was a flip of a sample and stuff like that. So then when you move to "It Was Written," he did I want to say he did "Suspect Niggas" because I really hate that song.
Mm, that
Uh,
song is great. I don't care for that song.
yeah,
Suspect niggas don't come
yeah,
outside.
yeah. It was either. I mean, I want to say he did that song, and I can't remember the Black Girl Lost because I didn't like that one either.
Oh,
But
he
anyway,
didn't do Black Girl Lost. Black Girl Lost was Flames emoji. That was
okay.
a track master. Oh, he is a producer on here. No, yeah, track. He's production
Yeah, yeah.
credit.
I
Track
feel like.
Master's got an EP, but
Mhm.
yeah, Les got the Les and Poke and Tone. Poke and Tone, ain't that the track masters?
That's Trackmasters. Yeah, that's Trackmasters.
So
And low key Trackmasters don't really get the love. I mean, Trackmasters like they did. Oh shoot, they might have did the intro to the message, and I was like, oh shit, these niggas actually good. On the Nas album on
yeah,
It Was Written. I'm like, okay, I have to because they did the wax song. Well, not wax song, but they did the beat that I wasn't really feeling on the Blueprint album. It's number 5. Even though I like the song, Jigga Jigga that nigga Jigga,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But even though I think the lyrics actually made me like that a little bit more, but I thought the hook was
Hmm.
whack. But anyway, back to Les. Like I feel like Les was kind of like he was Nas boy, and he kept going. It almost reminds me of like 40 with Drake, But I feel like people like that emo
Mm,
production that he does do.
yeah,
So I can't really knock it, but sometimes like people go with their crew,
right,
and sometimes that just doesn't work for me as far as the production side. Like when Drake raps, as an example, he mostly don't rap over the 40 beats.
right.
That's when he's his most effective.
Hmm.
But so okay, so we go really, 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 really back. So what was your favorite crew out of them times, or just in general?
Oh no, man. I might off the top, man. I might just say Death Row for that short stretch that they had.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you talking about you get the Chronic and then you got the Dark. Like it was. I was really anticipating anything Death Row was doing. Death Row might have been my first favorite crew because I like I remember at one point I think I saw on the album cover or something that they talked about they were going to be putting out Death Row magazine. I wrote these dudes to ask them like when was the magazine coming so I could get the subscription.
Hmm.
Like
Okay.
they were it was that stretch where like and it wasn't a long stretch maybe
92 to
in a big
96.
yeah.
You could say 97 a little bit, but like it was
But nah, it
like
was a rap after the Machiavelli album.
once Dre left,
Yeah.
it's crazy. I mean, because like I said, I still like Machiavelli album. Ironically, I'll say this out of the Tupac's catalog, it's probably like I would literally go back. I mean, 'cause I think you said strictly for my niggas is your, and like I said, I ain't gonna put that on you. Like if
Yeah.
that's your favorite one, that's fine. But I
No,
would say I'm stuck in between Machiavelli and All Eyes on Me. And the reason why All Eyes on Me sticks out the most, or like is very highlighted, is that it was Tupac. Don't get me wrong, I listened to Hit 'Em Up. I think it's still a great diss. Probably one of the greatest disses of all time. Definitely top 5 for me. But it felt like when I got to hear Tupac, and people would say Me Against the World and albums like that, but when I got to hear Tupac on All Eyes on Me, it really felt like he was about to win. Like he was on his, you know, my first championship. I'm about to win the second one. Like I feel like he
right.
was on that mentality, and it was dope because it was just when you listen to the album, and I tell people all the time, like whenever I listen to this album, the first thoughts not even just just a time frame that it was completed, but if you listen, I think it was some crazy, like he might have did. I think it was something like I know he did it within less than a month, but I think they might have said it might have been 2 weeks, and I'm
Mm.
like, wait a minute, he got out in November. Like Death Row, I think it was
Yeah.
1.4, whatever the bill
Mm.
was. Death Row got him out, and this dude went and recorded a double album within that time frame. Everybody had, whether it was DJ
Right.
Quick, whether it was Dre, whether it was a dude he used to always work with that died too. Um, damn, the producer.
Mm. Johnny
Um,
J.
yeah, Johnny J.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, and like to be able to complete and think about it now, like the way the landscape is within music now, like where you could just drop some on Apple Music, or if you could drop some on, Spotify, however you drop it. Like this
Right.
dude went and recorded an album, within this short time span, and had an album for ready for release, or CDs that was available, or double album that was available to us
Right.
2 months later.
Yeah.
Or less than 2 months later. That is crazy. And I think I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, but I'll go ahead and say it anyway. But I was listening to a Matt Skills interview, and, and it was funny. I like Matt Skills. Matt Skills is like a dope ass rap artist. He
Yeah.
do the wrap ups every year. But he was saying how, and I don't know if you remember this or not, because I ended up buying the Matt Skills album, but he was saying
Hmm.
how he struggled to be able to take his career off because his album dropped on the same date as two of the biggest artists ever.
Damn, I didn't know that. Mm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
his album dropped on the same date. It was great. I looked it up. His album dropped on the same date as Fuji's The
Fuji's
Score.
and Tupac. Mm.
Yeah, in Tupac. And I still
Mm.
remember I can't remember. I know I bought the album at Warehouse Records. I think it was might have been 1999 or whatever. But I remember I probably walked out of that store and spent $40+ on the
Me.
Tupac, on the All Eyes on Me, on the Fuji's Score, probably $9.99, and on Mad Skills, which is probably $9.99, $11.99, how much ever they was charging. But it was just crazy to me that he was like, I had no chance, and I was like, damn, that's great. Like when you, I never really, when you listen to music, at least for me, I mean, I pay attention to the release dates at those times, but
Yeah.
I never really I never really understood how important your release date is for an artist. And when an artist says, "Hey, look, I had no chance at getting exposure because you had two of the biggest groups artists ever dropping on the same date, so that means like I'm definitely gonna come in third." Like there is no, you can't compete. And even the Fugees trying to compete against Tupac, because
Right.
they had to join Fuji Lie, which
Yeah.
was a fairly big song, but it definitely wasn't as big as California Love.
No, not at
So
all.
yeah, so you have those, and then you got Pac fresh out of jail and all that stuff. Fresh out of jail, California Dreaming. Like it was, like it was just like it was that time for me, and that's why I always say like 92, 96 is definitely the time for me as far as the eras and stuff like that. But seeing that happen in real time was like dope as fuck. It's like, damn, Tupac just got out of jail, and just to think like hindsight 2020, but Pac was dead. Shit, six,
Right.
8 months later.
Oh, oh.
So it's little stuff like that that's why I was, like when we was listening to hip hop, it was happening for us at a time where, we're exposed to it, that
Yeah.
it was a part of our lifestyle. Like I remember you called me about Pac dying, and I was like, damn. Well, like no, you had called me about Big dying. But you had called me about
Mm.
Pac being shot,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
But and we are, in college and stuff like that, and taking these moments, and this is like a crazy experience to witness all of that stuff in real time. I feel like now within hip hop, it's not like nobody cares about. I mean, nigga, if somebody gets shot right now,
Don't
nobody
nobody
cares.
care.
Just because we've been so desensitized to those
Yeah.
moments. Like it used to be a big thing if somebody died. Like I think it'd probably be a big thing if Jay-Z got killed or something like that. But we ain't got to worry about that no more. Jay-Z has the 50 Cent security
Right.
that we had like 20 years ago. But it's just interesting. But now I'm trying to think. Now you said Death Row is your crew. Um, if I had to think of a crew, I wasn't really a fan of Rough Riders only because of Swiss Beats. Still
Yeah.
not a huge. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Swiss is okay, but Swiss has some songs that I like. But I mean, then Swiss has songs like with Jay Z and Mariah Carey that I don't like. Um,
Hmm.
so I like Death Row because Death Row had Dog Pound, had Rage, had hell RBX at the time. Definitely Dre. And then you like adding Tupac to that,
Yeah. It's crazy.
the coup de grace, like that shit was just dope as fuck to me. So, because I would say Bad Boy. The dope part about Bad Boy, in my opinion, like in people say, well, all of these things happened to these different artists after while they were while they left Bad Boy and stuff like that. I'm like, no, those things happened after Bad Boy. They didn't have
Right.
happen during. So if you say, I mean, dog, the dope part about Puff, right? If Puff wasn't associated to Total or Big, on the remix and all, I mean, not on the remix, but on the single, I wouldn't have checked for Total. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion,
Not at
Total
all.
Total would have equaled Moke and Steph if like they weren't on Bad Boy. Like they'd
Yeah.
have been gone and they'd have been done. But I listened, like actually the Total albums were pretty good. And mind you, Faith Evans. I mean,
Hmm.
it may not be the choice of everybody, but I feel like when I listen to the like Faith's album, first album, Faith,
Yeah.
I I told you, what's the Mary J. In my not in my lifetime,
My life.
yeah, my life.
Yeah.
Like I listened to the Faith album more than I listened to my life. Like Faith,
Okay.
like that album had more of an impact on me than my life.
Okay.
And I told you, like that's all I was listening to. Like I think it dropped. It might have been like December '94. I just remember listening to it while I went to the Christmas dance, and I had to grab the tape, and I had already had the CD. But anyway, but listen to my life. I mean, the Faith album. Then, like I said, I think Mace was a pretty good, album. But then you start Carl Thomas. Like
Hmm.
Puff's like reach
Yeah.
was
Nice
like,
one. Yeah.
yeah. Puff's reach was so crazy. I feel like it was a longer run than what. I mean, of course, because Death Row, you know, damn near was done after
Imploded.
Dre. You
Yeah.
know, but
No.
if I had to like, even though I mean I wasn't a fan of Danny Boy, but I don't know Sam, what's his name? Sam
Sam Sneed.
yeah, Sam Snead. Like I don't know if he was considered a death row artist or not, but I remember listening to the Murder Was a Case, and I liked his song.
Yeah.
I like what Death Row was doing. Only thing I didn't like was what Suge was doing in the background, making people do crazy stuff to be able to be a Death Row artist and stuff like that, like making them kiss his red carpet, or it was just a bunch of fuck shit that was going on
Yeah.
with the Death Row community. So like their run was dope as fuck to me. Like if Rage would have got off her album, I would say that would, because she ended up coming out after all of the mess and stuff
All the
like that.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm definitely not gonna say boot camp. But
Hey, you ain't into
but
that
as
real
far as
hip hop.
rules, and that's tough. Like I mean, we can extend into like the 50 Cent and the G Unit. Like you talking Lloyd Banks dropped a dope ass album. Um, you had Young Buck drop one of my like I thought Young Buck album was dope as fuck. Then you had Game. Like G Unit run was, I want to say, as impactful as Death Row's, but they had a short stint of dope ass artists that was coming out of that crew. Um, and I mean, I would nigga wasn't listening to what was the chick that they had, Olivia and shit. Like nobody was listening to her, but you had the 50s, the games, the Young Bucks, even Tony Ayo album wasn't that bad. It's just it is what it is. Like Tony Ayo was always considered like the weakest rapper within the crew. So I'm trying to think crews now, because then even you talk about Dipset. You talking about Jewels, you talk about
Yeah.
definitely Cam, but Jim Jones, Freaky Ty, and all them niggas. Not Freaky Ty, but what was his name? Freaky Zeke, yeah. Um, so as far as crews, I still might lean towards Rockefeller. Um, just because of I mean, Jay is definitely the point person on that.
Right.
Um, but I mean, the Beanie Siegel albums, the Myth Bleak albums, the Young Guns albums. Um, Chris never released anything. Um, shit. Nope. What's some niggas? What's some singing ass niggas?
It's the young. I was just listening to on their joints yesterday or the other day.
Album was dope as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the niggas?
Oh, there was Rail too. I think he was solo.
I mean, Real never popped off like he should have. But what was the singing nigga from in the Alan Anthony? I think that was his name, because he had the joint with Freeway. Freeway had like dope ass shit. Like Freeway's free album is literally, I would like, not to position it like within my favorites or anything like that, but it's definitely one of my top albums that I listen to.
Yeah.
But and then you throw in Kanye. Like Kanye is a crazy, like I'm not even mentioning, like I'm throwing Kanye in there. So if you listen amongst crews, I probably lean towards Rockefeller as the one that I felt like had it, and minus the Rockefeller dissolve, but they had it. They was running it. They had Just Blaze and Kanye at yeah, on retainer. They needed a beat. So man, I don't know if you ever had a chance to listen to the Freeway album, but nigga, like that album, like probably
it's been a while since I listened to it, but yeah.
that's one of the dopest albums. Like honestly, the only song I probably didn't like on there as much. He had a song on there with Faith. I was like, and then he had a song on there with Nelly, and I was like, but everything else, my God, it was like a dope ass album.
I can listen to it.
Yes, sir. So, well, man, great conversation, man. We gonna jump into it. Like I said, we'll continue to like there's more topics. We definitely want to talk about the 5 worst albums ever, and we definitely want to talk about these NBA contracts, because man, these NBA contracts are just going crazy. I do feel like as far as the like I said, I'm not fully engaged in how I don't know how these niggas negotiate contracts, but at the same time, like seeing stuff from like Booker getting extended for like 150 million, $75 million a year, like that shit is crazy to me. Like, but it's you had Bradley Beal leaving and going to LA, grabbing another. I don't know why niggas go to the Clippers. Anyway, sorry, don't want to distract the conversation, but like feel like niggas go to the Clippers just to get money. But all that being said, great conversation. We'll talk about it, continue it furthermore. But thanks for jumping on. Appreciate you. Always great dude. Anything you got to say for the people?
Nah, just no great dude, me again.
Nah, you're a great dude, man. You're a great person, man. I appreciate you. I love you directly, like not on no gay shit, but unless you want it to be. But nah, man, you're a great dude. Great conversations. Always enjoy the topics that we end up talking about.
Shut up, nigga.
That might be the title of this podcast. I text you what might be the title of the podcast, but I think I like "Shut Up, Nigga" better.
You can do it on.
Oh man, so make sure y'all tune in to the Reality Not podcast. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Don't leave a comment. I don't give a shit. We appreciate you. Thank you all for listening. Talk to you soon.
Peace.